The first is oscillator. Its waves wiggle in an audio signal. And how they wiggle and how they sound depends on the speed and pitch of the note. At a low setting, you'll hear gaps in the sound. You have these waves: sawtooth, square waves, pulse waves, triangles, cine, noise. The second synth is an amplifier. This amps up the low power end of the audio. A little bit of sound that goes in, you raise the amp and big sound comes out. Next is the envelope. The oscillator is on your right and your synths are at the top. Slow burn is your drum beat. These are all the parameters that you have. They're all on the right side. The oscillator side, there's the keyboard, and then we'll talk a little bit about the envelope sawtooth later. Square waves, pulse waves, triangles, cine, noise. The second synth is an amplifier. This amps up the low power end of the audio. A little bit of sound that goes in, you raise the amp and big sound comes out. Next is the amp is a square box on the right, and you adjust it by just moving your finger. Next is the envelope, where there is an attack, a sustain, and a decay. These are the different settings. The attack is the speed of the sound, and it changes per millisecond, so it's extremely sensitive. The next one is the low frequency oscillator, or the LFO. Low, we do not have to adjust the pitch of the oscillation. Envelope settings are on the right: the attack, the decay, the sustain, and the release. Finally, we have filters. They take out part of the sound. They're called subtractive synths. We have the low pass, the high pass, the band pass, the band notch reject setting. I'm using Alchemy on iPad. Every time you change a synth on the top, it changes effects on the left side. The keyboard plays the synth. You can change the key or octaves on that keyboard. By moving your finger from 1 to 8, you change the sounds. Next, we have the save functions, which opens up in Hokusai, which is the audio editing program. Here's your project, and you see here is your clips coming up in a few seconds. Okay, here. So, this is the end of the tutorial, and thank you very much.